Week 4, part 4. What's going on, guys? My name's David Tomic. I'm a registered architect here in Western Australia, and this is the completely free ArchiCAD course right here on YouTube. If you've missed any of the parts so far, make sure you go back to part 1 so you understand where we've come from and how we've gotten to where we are today. In this video, we are talking about walls in their entirety. We're going to be breaking down how they work, what the composites are, and what you can do effectively in ArchiCAD with the wall tool. So today's tutorial will be relatively short, sharp, and sweet because there isn't that much to cover with the actual wall tool. But let's get started and actually break this down to the best of our abilities. If we jump back to our ground floor plan, you remember we basically set out most of our actual room design and our house design. So what we want to first do is come up to our wall tool, the very first top left-hand corner palette. You want to click on that and then start by pressing Command T. I'm going to walk through the settings first because this is the most critical of all of the wall elements. Looking at our geometry and positioning, we're going to be able to understand what this wall tool is and how we're actually drawing our wall in 2D before we have to understand it in 3D. So first of all, does our wall need to be linked to anything? The story settings we set up previously will appear here, and you can either link it or not link it at all. So for me personally, I'm just simply going to link it to the first floor, and you're going to see it'll go minus 300 because our wall was previously 2745. If I just tap 0, it will then adjust our wall height to 3045, which was the previous combination of our ground floor plus all the structure in between the two floors. Now, the reason I do this is to cover any of the claddings that conceal the floor behind it. It's just a very simple manner to do it. And also at the same time, if your floor levels ever change throughout the project, you can simply adjust one setting through the Command 7 and not have to come in and change every single height of every single wall. You can also dictate where the wall starts from the ground. So at the moment, it's starting 0, 0 on the actual ground level. So I'm happy with that. I'm not going to change any of it. Just like slabs, you have different compositions for the walls, and the most common is your basic composition. If you select the layers below, it will show you all of the standard wall types available to you in ArchiCAD. Now, this is the Australian Select template. It has typical wall types for Australia, which means in your country, these may be significantly different for a reason. That reason being what you typically construct in your country. So for the purpose of argument, let's just select this SP03 90mm insulated stud wall. Overall, it's 110mm, 90mm of structure, and 2 layers of plasterboard on either side. If you require the wall to be slanted, angled, trapezoidal, double slanted, or any of the above, you can mess with these settings here. So for example, if you want the wall to be at a 45-degree angle, you can simply change that and it will be. But for the purpose of this, we're going for very straight walls for the current time. The reference line is where you will draw your walls. So I'll just showcase that quickly now because it's too hard to explain just verbally. If I press OK and zoom in down here, start to draw my first wall, you'll see that the reference line is on the outside face of our wall, which up here can be changed. So if I change that to center, the reference line, or where I click to start my wall, is going to now be in the center of the wall, and so on. If I go inside face, it'll be inside face. Now, this is personal preference and depends on your situation, your local codes and everything, but personally, I like to go outside face and then press the P button to make sure that it aligns with the outside face. So if I simply finish up that wall for now, the reason I do that is if the wall composition ever changes, so let's say we go from a 90mm to a 270 brickwork, it will shift everything inside and make the internal smaller. This usually happens very late in the game to try and save construction costs, which means if it goes out in Australia, you have to go back to the local authorities and get their approval. Whereas when you push it in, there is no impact. So that's personally why I have my reference line to the outside face, but everybody's different, every country's regulations are different, and some people may want to rather go back to council than mess with the interior sizes of their spaces. So let's delete that wall, press Command T, open it back up to continue on where we left off. As you can see, our reference line is still set to the outside face and our offset is 0. Being 0 meaning that it's using from the plasterboard, not from the structure. If you wanted to go from structure, then you can actually offset this to the size of your cladding on the outside. Again, this is a pretty advanced technique here, so you don't have to worry about it too much. When you're drawing your first house, your first box, or whatever it is you're trying to achieve, this is going to be a lot more complicated if you're overthinking it. Our story settings, plan view, and section are quite important as well. Most of the time, you only want to see your walls on the home story, but if you want to see your walls on the story above, the story below, or if you're dragging one wall over 2 layers, you're going to want to simply just change this from home story only to all relevant stories. And then that way your wall will show on all floors. So let me just showcase that in an example. Let's draw another wall. So that's our wall right there, and it's 3 meters and 45 millimeters tall. If I go into 3D, you'll see it's that tall. So now coming back into ground floor, pressing Control up to go to my second floor, you won't see that wall at all because it doesn't push through to that second floor. However, if I come back into my settings, let's extend that another 4 meters higher. So it's a 7 meter tall wall. Show it on all relevant stories, press OK, double tap up, you'll see it pushing all the way through to that second story. Similar, if I was to simply just change it to home story only, press OK, even though it's 7 meters tall, as you can see in the 3D, it's not showing up on that first floor. So that is just a documentation question that you need to be aware of as you're progressing throughout ArchiCAD. Typically, it's going to be on home story only, so you don't have to worry about it too much. The floor plan display is, again, a bit more of an advanced method. So it's going to be talking about the projections, the cut symbols and everything in between. I won't dive too much into this at this point in time. We might talk about it later with doors. But for now, you just basically want to be with projected with overheads. Similar to show projection, we don't really need to go into that too much. If you do want to change the overall look of the wall, you can do it in the outline section below and also the cut fills. There is no overrides. It is going to be set up as per the composition and the material structures. Just like our slab tool, we can override these surfaces, make it a different color, different texture, do whatever we wish by simply activating the override surfaces and selecting a new color. Not important for the time being, so I'll just keep that as unticked. Last but not least, and one of the most critical elements of the entire ArchiCAD process is your layers. So when you're drawing external walls, make sure they are on the external walls. When you're drawing internal, on the internal, and so forth. This is so critical for every single thing that you do in ArchiCAD. So please keep looking at it, keep reviewing it, and making sure your elements are on the right layer. You'll thank me later in your ArchiCAD journey. So now let's press OK, delete that wall, and simply start drawing our new walls. So let's start by clicking on this foyer here and noticing that our wall is going the wrong way. We still want our outside reference. It's still on the outside face. Why is it facing the wrong way? Well, ArchiCAD just works sometimes that way, and all you need to do is press the P button for Peter to flip that wall over. Now, you'll also see that the wall is relatively freely moving and you can draw it in any angle you want. You're going to want to hold the Shift button basically every time you draw any wall that you need to be straight. Otherwise, your dimensioning tools and everything in between later down the track isn't going to work. So get into the habit of holding the Shift button to make sure that it snaps to a 15-degree increment as you're actually drawing. So for me, I'm just simply going to hold the Shift button, come across the other edge of the bedroom, click once, and the wall will finish. Now I could repeat that step, click, 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 all the way around. I can select that wall, hold my Option button, press the delete to delete the wall, come across up to the top to our actual geometry structure, press and hold on the little arrow, and go to my polygonal straight wall. What this will allow me to do is, first of all, again, holding Shift, click once, and simply continue drawing my wall around rather than having to click multiple times. So in this instance, I can simply go all the way around, holding my Shift button, finishing off my wall, and having all of my walls drawn very quickly. Now, if I select one of these walls, it's highlighted as just one element. But if I press Option G, it'll unsuspend my groups, which means you can automatically select all of these walls at once. This is super handy as you start drawing more and more walls. If your Option G or Alt G button doesn't work for any reason, you can look up the top for this symbol right here, which will suspend or unsuspend your group. Suspending your groups will allow you to select individual walls. Unsuspending, you can select them all. Now let's move on to internal walls. The principle is relatively the same thing. Select our wall tool, open up our settings, find the wall structure we like. Internally, it doesn't need to be insulated, so let's just pick the SP02 feature and change from external to internal walls, pressing OK. Now you'll see once again our internal walls are not shown on this layer. Simply just double click on your ground floor over here to reset our layer settings as we require. And now when we come back into our wall tool, you'll see all of our settings are correct and the wall internal layer is shown. Now there's nothing to be really too cautious about when creating internal walls, except that you want to be aligning with your external walls. So as you can see here, if I was to draw this wall, I want my walls to align equally. So by simply drawing it in this fashion here, these two walls are going to align perfectly, rather than this wall being offset somewhere over here and you having an ugly little jut or a little defect on site. So you always want to make sure that your external walls and your internal walls are perfectly aligned on the inside wherever they can be. That same process is going to be applicable over here, but that is basically the only two places that it applies to. Now, just like I drew the external walls, I can simply go around, keep clicking until I'm completely finished with my design. Now, I like to have a lot of my walls grouped together wherever possible to make life easy later on. But let's say you want to extend just this section of the wall and not draw a separate wall in its entirety. First of all, you have to unsuspend your groups by pressing Option or Alt G, selecting on that wall, pressing on one of the nodes, moving across to your floating toolbar and selecting the stretch icon. Make sure you hold Shift, guys, because you want it to be straight. That'll extend that wall all the way across. And then you can hold your Option button to find one more wall and create a wall in that section if you so choose. Now, personally, I don't think that needs a wall, so I'm going to delete that and let that foyer be its own little thoroughfare play area. Now, if we come back into our 3D model, you'll see a couple things going on here. First of all, we have all of our external walls, fantastic. But we also have all of our internal walls kind of showing a little bit strange. First of all, they're not really here, but they are cut into our floor. So what the hell is going on? Well, first of all, just like the ground floor plan, the 3D view is very critical for your layers. So if we press Command L again, type in wall, and turn on our internal wall, pressing OK, those internal walls will be created. Clicking on your scroll wheel, you can pan around. By holding Shift, you can orbit around as well. And the scroll wheel, zooming in and zooming out, will allow you to zoom in or out. If you don't like this method of moving around the actual project, especially when you're getting inside the building, if you look down the bottom left-hand corner, you'll see this little man. You can click the Explore button, and then you can play ArchiCAD just like a video game. So A, S, D, and W will move your camera up, down, left, right. You can also use the up, down, left, right arrows on your keyboard. The C button will move the camera down. The space button will move the camera up. And then all you have to do with your mouse is look around like you were in a first-person shooter video game. And then you can fly in through your building, have a little wander around, look at your hallway, look at your walls, understand your spaces a little bit better, and really get a sense of what you're designing from a human scale. So flying down to our road level, we really get an understanding of what this building is starting to look like. It's pretty boxy, it's got a little bit of a setback going on, but there's a lot more to go for that. Coming back to our ground floor plan, let's simply press our Option button, select one of our external walls, Command Up, Up, and let's repeat those steps for the upstairs. So simply drawing around all of the shape and then jumping to our 3D, we'll see we have our second story modeled within a matter of seconds. Anyway, that's all for me today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, the playlist to the side of me has all of the current tutorials from this series. If you love the videos, make sure you smash that subscribe button down below, as well as the notification bell, to be notified when the next episode of this course goes live. But like I said, that is all from me, so I'll see you next Monday.